in what's been described by the Indian side as no less than war. On May 7th, India had launched airstrikes on Pakistani territory, hitting what New Delhi said were terrorist training camps and installations. India says that it was payback for April 22nd Pahalgam terror attacks that killed 26 civilians. This was soon followed by Pakistan launching drone and missile attacks against India. The truce between two nations that US President Donald Trump says he has brokered seems to be holding.
From bureaus worldwide, this is FSN.
From the studios of Extreme Sports in Hastings, Nebraska, we present Huddle Up, a great way to start your day with all the news, weather, and sports you need, interesting interviews, and friendly conversation from two guys that go together like Scooby and Shaggy. Mike Will and Tyson Havronic.
And good morning, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Huddle Up here on Extreme Sports, and welcome to a Monday, the 12th day of May for 2025. Mike Will, along with Tyson Havronic, ready to start your day the right way with all of your news, weather, and sports to get you up, get you going out the door here this morning. Going to be talking about the Nebraska baseball series over the weekend. Huskers winning 2 out of 3 games from Michigan to claim that series. The Nebraska softball team, they know they're a postseason destination now. The Huskers will be competing in the Baton Rouge Regional beginning this week. We'll tell you about that coming up. Hastings College adding a new sport for the 2025-2026 season. Hastings High and Adams Central baseball teams have won district championships. They'll both be playing in the state tournament beginning on Saturday down in Omaha. And the Hastings High boys soccer team also going to be in championship play, the state tournament. They're going to be playing on Thursday. Elkhorn North in the opening round of the Class B state tournament for the boys this week. And we'll get to the NBA and National Hockey League scores as well as we check in with Tyson Havronic this morning from the Western Studios in Hastings. Good morning.
And a good morning to you over there at the Kansas Motor Speedway last day, as you're going to be packing up and heading back to H-Town here. But let's recap the NASCAR race. Kyle Larson, a fan favorite over there at the Kansas Motor Speedway, coming through, and just your experiences from weekend at the track.
Kyle Larson completely dominating the race yesterday, and he led most of the way. In fact, he picked up at the end of stage 2 10,000 career laps that he has led.
Wow!
As I said, he completely dominated the race yesterday. Not much of a contest, but he cleared a milestone at the end of stage 2 when he led his 10,000th lap in his racing career. So kudos to Kyle Larson here. Christopher Bell finished second. Ryan Blaney third. Chase Briscoe was in fourth place, and then Alex Bowman. Those are your top 5 finishers from the NASCAR race yesterday held here in Kansas City.
Any highlights from the weekend at the camp with you and your NASCAR posse? Or lowlights?
Or things that I'd really like to share on this show.
Where's the IT guy this morning? What happened to him?
Sleeping Beauty has not answered the call. Sleeping Beauty has not answered the call for our closeout day here today. As you can see behind me, we don't have the scenery that we had before of the beautiful Kansas Motor Speedway. We're doing this from the campground today. We just thought last night, what the hell, we'll just do it here from the campground here tonight, or today. Mm-hmm. People are going to be checking out, so if you see people doing things in my background, that's what's going on today. A lot of people stayed overnight. The race got done about 6 last night, so a lot of the campers here at our campground stayed overnight and enjoyed another night here. But they'll be checking out here in the next hour or so, and you'll probably see people floating by. So don't be alarmed. That's where I'm at today in the campground, still at Richmond at the Kansas Motor Speedway. So how was your weekend?
It was a great weekend. We had baseball, of course, Friday to kind of kickstart the weekend, and what a start it was. Is Adams Central took care of biz, picking up the 9-1 win, just putting St. Paul Palmer in the rearview mirror in the fourth. It was a really competitive game, first 3 innings, and then the bats came alive, and that's a fine-tuned, well-oiled machine over there for Tim Stroman and the AC boys. We're going to talk more about them at 7:30, but then we're kind of heading home with a little bit of bittersweet because Hastings High at the moment we left Duncan Field was trailing 9-2 after 3 innings of play, and we said, well, darn it, we're going to push one through. But then Hastings High, we checked my phone about an hour later. What? Flipping the script, and the Tigers completing the comeback, knocking off Ralston. Hastings High heading to the Class B baseball tournament. So, what a day for Hastings baseball, and that kickstarts what was a pretty good weekend. So.
Both Adams Central and Hastings High will play in the state tournament on Saturday. We'll get you some details here in just a couple of minutes as we check our news and sports headlines. NBA stuff from yesterday. We'll get to that. We'll get to the playoff scores here to get you going on this Monday morning. Oklahoma City and the NBA playoffs. Winners over Denver yesterday by the score of 92-87. That series is now tied up at 2 games apiece. Indiana defeated Cleveland 129-109. Indiana leads the series 3-1. Tonight, Boston will play at the New York Knicks, and Minnesota is at Golden State. New York and Minnesota lead their respective series at 2-1.
And on the ice, Connor Hellebuck did what Connor Hellebuck does, and that's give up a lot of goals. The Dallas Stars score 5 on the Winnipeg goaltender last night. Dallas now has the 2-1 edge in their series against the Jets. And remember a long time ago when the Toronto Maple Leafs held a 2-0 lead and I told you just wait, Toronto's going to Toronto at some point in the NHL playoffs. That has started as the Florida Panthers shut out the Leafs yesterday by the score of 2-0. That series now tied at 2 games apiece. And on the ice tonight on this Monday, Carolina Hurricanes back at home. They've got the 2-1 lead over the Washington Capitals. We call every game pivotal in a 7-game series, and another pivotal game in store here for Carolina and Washington, and Edmonton and Vegas. After Edmonton blew an opportunity to have a 3-0 lead, Vegas scoring with 0.4 seconds to win the hockey game on Saturday. They'll resume action in Game 4 tonight at the Nightcap if you're staying up at 9:30.
All right, so that brings you up to the end of the NBA and the NHL playoffs from over the weekend, especially yesterday. A couple other notes we might mention here before we get to our news and sports break. The Colorado Rockies fired their manager, Bud Black, on Sunday, one day after losing by 21 runs to the San Diego Padres at Coors Field. Their Major League, the Rockies are off to a Major League worst 7-33 starts. They have seen enough of Bud Black after he lost by 21 runs on Saturday. Yesterday, Colorado was able to beat the Padres 9-3 to salvage one game in their home series and actually snap a 6-game losing streak. Third base coach Warren Schaefer will serve as the interim manager now for the rest of the season, and hitting coach Clint Hurdle will be the interim bench coach. But Bud Black is out as the head coach or the manager of the Colorado Rockies after he lost by 21 runs to the Padres on Saturday.
And they had a chance to be the most historically bad baseball team to start a season. If they would have lost yesterday, they would have set the all-time worst record in Major League Baseball. And I have some Rockies fans on this show that are joining in on the lobby. And one of the comments I heard yesterday when I was watching and we were watching the scores come across and watching a little ball for Sunday Night Baseball, and he says, if you're going to be bad, be historically bad. Like, if you're going to walk that line, you might as well be the most historically awful team to start a season, but they were able to salvage that win yesterday. So he was even disappointed when they won because he wanted to be historically bad. But Bud Black out. Shelton also out for the Pittsburgh Pirates. That came across. They've been off to a dreadful start. They had a lot of hope with some young players and some optimism, and they've gone in absolute reverse. And so Shelton's gone. Two early season managers to get the boots as their teams are off to dreaded, awful starts. But for Colorado, you got to start somewhere, and that's spending $1 in the free agency market in the offseason. I mean, they did nothing, and I feel bad for Bud Black because he had nothing to work with. I mean, that is a four-letter word show that's going on over there in Colorado, and it's front office, and somebody needs to sell. I mean, keep it in Colorado is great. I love Coors Field, but sell the team to somebody that actually gives a damn about baseball and not your financial pocketbooks. It's disgusting.
All right, the news from the NFL over the weekend. New Orleans Saints veteran starting quarterback Derek Carr is retiring because of some injury problems. He's got a labral tear in his right shoulder and significant degenerative changes to his rotator cuff. And that's the reason for his retirement. And it was kind of expected, I think, as New Orleans went into the NFL draft. They plucked a quarterback there in the NFL draft, and Derek Carr is out. He played 11 pro seasons in the NFL. He was selected out of Fresno State by the then Oakland Raiders in the second round of the 2014 NFL draft. So Derek Carr is out, and now there's competition for the starting job there in New Orleans.
A true Raider through and through. It was really weird watching him in another team's colors because he was like one of those guys that you thought was going to be drafted by the team and retire with the team. They ended up moving on a couple of years ago, and they shipped him off to New Orleans. But yeah, he's a Raider through and through. He makes a very intriguing offensive coordinator position somewhere. I think he's still got the dog in him. I think he's got football in him, and I think he can pass that on. I'll be curious to see how what he decides to do, or maybe he's just going to want to kick the feet up on a beach somewhere and sip a few margaritas first. But I think he's got coach potential, and I would love to see him stay in the game for as long as possible. He's one of the goats.
All right, so Carr is out at New Orleans. Golf scene over the weekend. Ryan Fox of New Zealand chipped in from just outside 50 feet on the first playoff hole to win the Myrtle Beach Classic on Sunday for his first PGA Tour title, sending him back to the PGA Championship. So good job there by Ryan Fox. He wins on the links over the weekend at the PGA.
Indeed.
Didn't watch that?
No, it did not make the list on my Sunday viewing. It's like horse racing, I think, to a lot of people. You know, you can watch horse racing every single weekend, but everybody watches it for the big ones, right? And what do we watch on golf? Masters, British Open, sometimes TPC Sawgrass, U.S. Open. Those are the big ones. Those are the ones I care about. All the other tournaments are meh.
Nah.
Meh.
And again, Kyle Larson wins the NASCAR race here yesterday in Kansas City. Christopher Bell second, Blaney third, followed by Briscoe and Alex Bowman. Our man Denny Hamlin, he went out with about 85 laps to go with a transmission problem. So he went out early. Or not early, but he went out before the end of the race.
Wasn't he your pick to win it?
Oh, he was my pick to win it.
Yeah. Oof.
And I was with all the Denny Hamlin fans over the weekend, so they were all they were not in good shape at the end of the race.
They're bummed.
They're bummed. So Denny went out for the second straight week. Last week, remember, he caught on fire, blew his engine. This week he had transmission problems. I think Joe Gibbs Racing better find maybe a different parts retailer.
Yeah. I mean,
back-to-back weekends they had mechanical problems.
Did they ship the stuff from my Honda repairs over there? Or what?
So
like
that
those
was,
were supposed to be in the don't use department.
We'll put him in Denny's car.
Yeah.
Maybe they put the clutch in the transmission in from last week after they blew up last week. We'll just put this spare part over here.
Give Denny Steve's contact and have him have him roll the FedEx car all the way to Connet.
Except it's not FedEx this year.
Oh yeah, whatever.
Remember
11.
Progressive. With Flo.
Hell, he's got
Flo?
insurance on it. Yeah. Just drive her on down 281 and head into Hastings and go see my good buddy Steve. He's taking care of my car. He'll take care of yours.
I met some guys that are part of our little Denny Hamlin little contingent over here. They're from Iowa. Now they're true supporters of our show on Monday through
Iowa
Friday.
fans?
Yeah.
I've got a Hawkeyes coffee mug that I use on the football season.
Yeah, they listened to the show on Friday and thought it was great.
That's awesome.
They thought it was great, so they're going to be tuning in as much as they can over in Iowa. They're around Des Moines, up around that area.
Were they like Hawkeyes or Cyclones? Did you get that intel?
I think they're Cyclones because they're close to Ames.
Okay.
So I assume they're Iowa State fans. They talked about nothing but racing here, but
sure.
I assume they're Iowa State fans because they're just a few miles from Ames.
Okay, cool.
So maybe they'll check in sometime with us.
Yeah, that'd be great.
One of the gals I heard last night in one of the NASCAR talk shows after the race, they were driving back, and she got on one of the NASCAR talk shows to talk about the race. That's just how crazy she is.
Wow.
We'll get her on this show sometime.
Yeah.
It'd be great. Talk a little NASCAR racing. 402-834-1330 is our telephone number. Oh, Riken has finally gotten up. Yeah, Riken has finally gotten up. That's good. 402-834-1330 is our telephone number. If you'd like to chime in today, you'd like to leave us a message, you can. Just drop us a message in all of our social media sites. We'll be monitoring those as well in the Western studios. Yeah, Riken, he was bummed yesterday. He was a big Denny Hamlin fan.
He's got like the full suit and attire.
Oh yeah. You can check him out probably on a lot of the social media sites around.
Yep.
Yeah, he got his picture taken more often than I think Denny did yesterday. Some guy down in the pits. Hey, can I take your picture? Bracken had to pose for him. You having a good day, Bracken? You ready to go home? Bracken's in the audience. He is up this morning.
Just watching.
Yeah, he's watching on
live studio audience.
Yeah, no signs from the IT guy yet. Sleeping Beauty is still hanging out.
Let's see. Chief Indorf chiming in on social media saying he hasn't watched NASCAR in years. I do have a new favorite driver, though. Whoever drives the Busch Light car.
Who drives the Busch Light car?
Kevin Harvick, right?
Yeah, it used to be Harvick. I did have a few Busch Lights at the Busch Light trailer yesterday, and got my picture taken by the Busch Light car. Who drives the Busch Light car, Denny? We'll check that out. I got Amber. She's hanging out.
She's on research.
Amber. Oh, she's busy getting her trailer ready. Who drives the Busch Light car? Who drives the Busch Light car? Who is it? It's number one. Oh, it's Ross Chastain.
Ross Chastain.
Yeah, he drives the Busch Light car.
He came over from the truck series, right?
Yeah, he moved up. He's a watermelon. Remember the watermelon guy? Ross Chastain. If he wins, he gets out of his car and he smashes a watermelon.
Oh, nice. Like Gallagher.
On the track. Yeah, it's Ross Chastain.
He was the one at Darlington, right, that did that move where he rode the wall the entire way?
That's the one.
Him? Yep.
That's the one. Yeah, now he drives the number one car.
Hell, me and Chief Indorf, we'll get on board. We're Ross Chastain guys now.
We're gonna make you NASCAR fans by the end of the season.
We got a Busch Light car, and we got a driver that drives through a wall to win. So
you like him?
Yeah.
Tyson's on board now with Ross Chastain. Amber's giving you the thumbs down because she hates him.
Oh, I thought she was giving me another hand signal. Thumbs down is good. We'll take it.
Riken is also giving you the thumbs down signal. He don't like Ross Chastain either. Oh, here comes the bookkeeper. bookkeeper's made her way out of the sleeping
Well,
house
what time
today.
did you get him up this morning? Same time, 3:30?
About 3:45. This will probably be the last trip they go on that we're going to do the show live with them. Yeah, I woke up about 3:45 again this morning.
Oh, no.
I was out in the dinette doing my sports. I got some sports together about 4 o'clock. Had to start the generator in the middle of 4 o'clock.
I bet they were pleased.
They were pleased with me. It'll be a long trip home. Anyway, 7:19, we got Tim Stroman from Adams Central, the baseball coach for the Patriots. He's coming up at 7:30 here this morning. Let's get our first update on news here on Extreme Sports.
It's time for a morning news update on Extreme Sports.
We start off this morning with a triple murder-suicide in rural Dawson County as the Nebraska State Patrol is investigating an incident over the weekend. Dawson County Sheriff's Office were dispatched to a residence at Johnson Lake. Upon arrival, deputies found 4 deceased individuals inside the residence, all 4 residents of the home. The deceased individuals have been identified as Jeremy, Bailey, Hudson, and Asher Cook. Following preliminary investigation, it is believed that the 42-year-old Jeremy Cook succumbed to a lifelong battle with mental illness and took his 2 sons and his wife's life along with his. Dry and windy conditions are significantly increasing wildfire risk across the state, prompting extended fire safety measures. Meteorologists warning that much of the state, especially in the west, has vegetation primed to ignite. In response, Governor Jim Pillen extended a burn ban in central and western Nebraska until May 20th. Originally enacted in April after a controlled burn turned into a wildfire, the ban restricts outdoor burning with limited exceptions for irrigation districts under fire chief supervision. The National Weather Service office warns that elevated to near critical fire conditions are expected from Mother's Day through Thursday due to low humidity and strong winds. Meanwhile, at the state capitol, the debate will continue this week on medical marijuana. It's something that Nebraska officials are clashing over how to regulate the state's newly legalized medical marijuana industry. State Senator Ben Hansen pushing for Bill 677, a bill to establish a comprehensive regulatory framework, warning that without it, medical marijuana access could be stalled or even effectively blocked by political appointees opposed to the legislation. So enter Attorney General Mike Hilgers, who opposes the bill, calling it a gateway to recreational use and arguing that regulation should remain in the hands of the newly formed Medical Cannabis Commission as mandated by voters. However, that commission, not shockingly, has a heavy presence of anti-marijuana Governor Jim Pillen appointees that critics fear could restrict implementation despite voter approval. It is now 7:22. We will swing things over to the Kansas Motor Speedway Richmond Campground, where Mike Will has your sports. All right, Mike, I think we lost you, good buddy. If you want to log back in and log back out, I think we've lost you. So I will go ahead and take sports straight off of our Extreme Sports social media post from earlier today. That is the Mike Will Sports. So here we go. Imagine me being Mike Will for just a moment. Nebraska baseball team dropping a 3-1 decision to Michigan yesterday. However, the Huskers won the series by taking games on Friday and Saturday. Nebraska is now 26-26 on the season, 13-14 in the conference, and will close out the season with a 3-game series against Purdue starting on Thursday. 19th ranked Nebraska softball team heading to Baton Rouge for the Baton Rouge NCAA Regional and will play the Yukon Huskies on Friday at 2 p.m. LSU is in the tournament, number 10 overall seed, and will play in the southeastern Louisiana. Friday will be the third meeting all time between Nebraska and Yukon, the Huskies receiving an automatic bid after defeating Creighton to win the Big East tournament. Nebraska travels to Baton Rouge in 2015 and went 1-2. Sunday's selection marks Nebraska's 27th NCAA tournament appearance in program history and 23rd in the last 30 years. Hastings College will add men's volleyball to its list of competing sports for the 25-26 season. The team will begin competing during the spring semester of 26. Morningside and Dordt will offer men's volleyball. The teams compete in the Great Plains Athletic Conference along with Jamestown, Kansas Wesleyan, Ottawa, and Central Christian. Hastings High came from 6 runs down in the second inning to beat Ralston 12-10 on Friday to win the B3 district tournament. Tigers are now 13-11 on the season and will play in the state tournament for the first time since 21. Hastings will be the number 8 seed and will play top-seeded Omaha Scott on Saturday at 10 a.m. at Taj Anderson Field in Omaha. Meanwhile, the Adams Central baseball team will also play in the state tournament after beating Fairbury 6-1 on Friday to capture the C4 district tournament. The Patriots are 21-6 and will be playing in the state tournament for the second straight season. Adams Central, the number 3 seed overall, and will play 6-seeded Wayne on Saturday at 7 p.m. at Frickle Field in O-Town. Meanwhile, the Hastings High boys soccer team beat Omaha Ron Colley 6-4 Saturday to win the B2 district championship. Tigers will be the number 2 seed in the state tournament and will play Elkhorn North on Thursday at 3 p.m. at Morrison Stadium in Omaha. Action getting underway today at the Class A girls. Kearney will play Elkhorn South at 2 p.m. Already hit the NBA, the NHL, and the MLB news over the weekend, and I think we got Mike Will back on the line with us. So
yeah, you did that well.
Thank you.
You pinch it. You did that well.
I was like, I didn't know if it was me or you, and you got a message from some of our listeners, and they're like, "Oh, no, you're still good." So we just pulled up the old Facebook page.
That's all right. Thanks for coming in for the bullpen.
Not a problem. Should we get weather?
Yeah, we can do weather. It's 7:26.
It's time for a morning weather update on Extreme Sports with Chief Meteorologist Tim Jones.
We're back to work and school on this Monday, and warm weather continues to start off the week. Hey everybody, Tim Jones, Nebraska Weather TV. 85 and sunny today on this Monday and breezy. The winds will continue over the next couple days. Southerly winds 10 to 15, gusting into the 30s. Overnight tonight, mostly clear skies, a low of 54. 88's the high on Tuesday, 90 on Wednesday. Then on Wednesday night, we bring in a chance for showers and thunderstorms with 70s to finish off the week.
Right now, we've got clear skies in Hastings, 53 degrees. Here at the Kansas Motor Speedway, it is clear. It is 54 at Extreme Sports.
Accessible and affordable holistic care is just around the corner at Bamboo Spa and Wellness Center. Located at 208 South Burlington Avenue, Suite 101 in Hastings. At Bamboo Spa, we offer a range of therapies to help you unwind and recharge. Experience soothing massages, rejuvenating head spa scalp treatments, and our Advanced Glow 2 facials. Discover the healing power of ozone therapy and frequency healing. Become a member for exclusive 24-hour access to our therapeutic amenities, including the infrared sauna, hydro massage, and cryo lounge. Members enjoy 20% off all services and 10% off products in our non-toxic retail shop. Visit our Facebook page to learn more and book your appointment today. Bamboo Spa and Wellness Center, truly holistic care, designed for you.
I'm John Butler, funeral director and owner at Livingston Butler Vollen Funeral Home and Cremation Center in Hastings.
And I'm Nikki Butler, the advanced funeral planning specialist. Whether you choose a traditional service, cremation, or a unique memorial service, our experienced staff is here to help guide you through every step. Visit us at lbvfh.com to learn more about our services and how we can support you.
Livingston Butler Volunteer Funeral Home and Cremation Center. We are here when your need is greatest.
Hamilton has been providing IT solutions for businesses across the state of Nebraska for more than 3 decades. We know that Nebraska businesses are a driving force of support for the communities in which we live and work. We keep them connected and protected by delivering cybersecurity, hosted phones, and managed IT. We are grateful to be part of our Nebraska communities and to support their technology needs.
More information at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Get ready for the ultimate trivia experience with Extreme Sports Trivia. Play from anywhere at home, on the go, or at your favorite bar or restaurant. Compete live against players from all over in real time, answering questions across categories like sports, pop culture, Marvel, and more. Want to see how you stack up? Track your progress with live leaderboards and aim for the top spot. It's free, fun, and super easy to play. So what are you waiting for? Sign up today at extremesports.com trivia and start playing now. And keep an eye out. We're coming soon to a bar or restaurant near you.
Get ready, race fans. Cam Raceway is teaming up with Extreme Sports for an electrifying season of high-speed, dirt-slinging, adrenaline-pumping action. Every race night, we're bringing you live video coverage straight from the track, so you won't miss a single lap, pass, or photo finish. From non-wing warriors to cage karts, flat karts, and the A-class winged beasts, we've got it all. There's nothing like the roar of the engines, the smell of burning rubber, and the rush of dirt flying action right in front of you. So get to the track and experience it live. But if you can't make it, don't sweat. Extreme Sports has you covered. Buckle up, because this season is going to be fast, fierce, and unforgettable. Make sure you like and follow Extreme Sports on Facebook to get all the latest updates, and we will see you at the track.
Back here on Huddle Up this morning, Mike having some technical difficulties over there from the Kansas Motor Speedway getting that microphone on, but let's welcome in Tim Stroman at 7:30. We're going to talk a little Adams Central baseball here, and we get the phones lit up and ready to roll here. Tim, we got you on the line and talking some AC baseball, a big district championship victory for the Patriots over at Duncan Field this past Friday. Let's just talk about the weekend. I'm sure you gave your boys plenty of opportunity to soak that one in, and now it's back to work preparing for a Class C state tournament, may I?
Yeah, it was. It was a fun game Friday. It was, I don't even know how to describe it. Just seeing the kids' reaction and looks on their faces when Mr. Frank, our AD, handed them the plaque. I think I'll remember that for a long time. So, now it's, we had a graduation this weekend, went to a couple grad parties, kids enjoyed a nice long weekend off, and right back to work, getting to work for our next accomplishment, and that's hopefully making some noise at the state tournament.
I think we got Mike back on. Mike, you on with us?
Yeah, I'm on with you.
Did he find the microphone?
yeah. I found the microphone, Jim. I'll join the conversation now. Well, obviously, it's a big honor to be heading back to the state tournament for the second straight year, huh?
Yeah, I remember it last year. It was a blast. It's, they do it right down there. It definitely is a fun experience, and the fact that we get to go down and do it again this year is awesome. I can't wait.
Let's just look at the field here as we open up the Class C bracket, and as we do, Adams Central getting set for a first-round matchup against guess who? The Wayne Blue Devils, a team that you've had plenty of postseason experience with, and here we are again lined up in the 3-6. Malcolm and Mount Michael also on your side of the bracket, Tim. Let's kind of scout this C field. It's loaded, and this one is by no means going to go chalk, I think, really for the tournament, so to speak.
Yeah, this side is tough, and I'm glad we're on the tougher side. Opening up with Wayne, I some people might say, "Oh, great, here we go." I'm glad. We played them earlier this year. We played them tough. I felt that game was kind of in the same situation that our first St. Paul game was in. We gave them, I think we lost that game by 15-14, and we made 8 errors in that baseball game. And that's 25% of the errors we've made in 27 games. So I'm looking forward to a little rematch with them, and what better stage than 7 o'clock prime time at the state tournament. I know the boys are excited about it, and the coaching staff, our administration. It'll be fun.
Coach, you've kind of developed a little rivalry with Wayne here the past couple of years, have you?
Well, that's the crazy thing is the Wayne coach and I, if there's any coach in probably Class C that I like and get along with more, it's probably him. And that just goes to show how I pick him. But, it's developed into a really big kind of rivalry the last couple of years especially. And every single time we've played him, it's been a one-run game. No matter if it's in the district tournament, beginning of the year, whatever. And, they're going to be prepared, obviously, the state tournament. Every team at this point is going to be very well prepared. But, it's a bit of rivalry, and I'd like to come out on top on this one.
Again, Tim Stroman, head coach of Adams Central Baseball, joining us here on Huddle Up this morning as we talk about the Patriots' berth into the Class C state tournament and rematch against the Wayne Blue Devils. Adams Central coach a team 21-6 on the season, and you look at that and look at where we started, where we were a 500 baseball team after the first 6 games of play. Was it a little bit of rush just to kick off for the boys, or was there kind of a change in philosophy or magic words that were said in a locker room speech? What led the Patriots to going 18-3 during that stretch?
It's funny you say that 3-3 and magic words in the locker room. I probably said a lot of magic words after that first St. Paul game. Magic words that the kids probably never heard me yell, and that was the other thing. After that St. Paul game, we were 3-3, and we had heard all summer and heard all spring how good we're gonna be, and had the kids talking how good they were, and after we lost that game, it was basically just, hey, do we just want to talk about how good we're going to be, or do we want to actually get to work and be good? Because we can sit around and talk about it all we want, but I don't have to do hours on end of practice and preparation and all these other things that go into this if we're just going to sit around and talk about it. And the kids, I think, took that message to heart, and that's something, some of them may not have ever heard before. And, baseball is a funny thing. It can open your eyes up to a lot of different aspects of the game, not only the game, but life in general. And I'm glad that game happened. And you were right. I mean, we were sitting 3-3 as a coaching staff. We knew what type of team we wanted to be. And it really made us discuss, do we have the wrong expectations? Do we maybe expect a little bit too much from these kids? And do we need to kind of realign with the way we're going to try to approach this season? And, we had that same conversation with the players. And from that day on, it's just been nose to the grindstone. I'm not saying it wasn't before, but it was a different type of work, different type of preparation. Now we knew, adversity is going to happen during the course of the year, and we talked about that too in the first couple games. We didn't realize it was going to hit Game 6, but I'm glad it did. It really showed us that our guys are competitors, and our guys aren't going to let these little things that may go wrong in the course of a game, in the course of the season, define what type of team you are, and define what type of player you are, or coach. And since then, I think we've gone 18-3, and we've played a grinder of a schedule. And if there's a team that I want to roll into state with, it would be this one. These guys are tough. They're mentally tough. They're physically tough. I mean, they're tough in all aspects, and they're going to be ready to go. And it's good that the season's gone the way it has, because of course, as a coaching staff, we want obviously the most success that these kids can experience. And the fact that, and I'll say it again, and I'll keep saying it, you can make it to state 2 years in a row in a Class C school where one year you have 12 freshmen, and the next year you have 3 or 4. You never know what your team's going to look like the next year. And the fact that we're able to do it 2 years in a row is fantastic. I can't wait. It's going to be a long week for me. I'm glad that it's busy, but I'm already pacing around the school, walking circles, looking like a madman.
So, Coach, after that sit-down meeting, so to speak, after Game 6, what has been the difference in this baseball team in the final 6 weeks or so? What is the team doing right now that we didn't do in the first 6 games?
Well, I wouldn't necessarily say they weren't doing it in the first 6 games. I think more along the lines we were going through the motions. So we were doing some of the things kind of well to be a good team, when it was convenient for us, and the other team that was the other thing. I think we had this expectation that these other teams are going to buy into that mantra too and just kind of lay over for us, and we realized that that's not the case. And they've just been, and I use this word a lot when I'm coaching the high school team, not so much the youth team, but is discipline. You have to be disciplined from the moment you get to the field to the moment that last pitch is thrown. Our focus has to be 100% every second of every game, looking to take advantage at certain areas, at certain aspects, whether it's a pitcher taking 1.8 seconds to get to the plate and 1.0 seconds to get to the plate every other pitch. Just every little last detail that we can hone in on to try and take an advantage or put pressure on the opponent, I think was taken more seriously. And I'll just use base running, for example. They knew they were a good base running team, but that was more along the lines of just looking at our numbers from last year. We didn't really think, okay, well, we were good last year. We're going to be good this year at it. But, that's not the case. You have to work hard at everything you do, and that's what I think. If you could put your finger on one thing, it's discipline. The approaches at the plate, the attacking the strike zone, the making every single play possible you can behind your pitcher with maximum effort. Like, I'm okay with an error, but if it's an error where we're jogging to the ball and not making a good effort, I'm not okay with that, and you shouldn't be in a team setting, because you have one guy up on the mound who's doing everything in his power to get you a ground ball, to get you a fly ball, and you need to return the favor. I mean, that's how a team works. You need to do everything in your power to help the team be successful, and that's what I think these guys have really focused in and done well this year, is playing not only for baseball's an individual team sport, I always say. At that given time, it's one guy versus one guy, but you have to be able to work together as a team and trust each other and have faith in one another, and these kids do a great job of that.
Adams Central Baseball coach Tim Stroman joining us as we talk Class C state baseball coming up this weekend, a 7 o'clock primetime contest against the Wayne Blue Devils. Coach, so much of the class, any class at the state tournament level for high school baseball is about the arms and maximizing efficiency with those arms. You're rolling into the state tournament with an armada full of pitching. Let's just talk a little bit about the pitching strategy here for AC and how comfortable you are going in for the long haul here.
Some of the times I get a lot of questions on why we throw certain guys in certain games, and if you look at a pitching staff, just at the numbers, like at the pro level, you can tell, okay, this guy's my 1 through 5, or at the college level even. This guy's my 1 through 5, but when you got 25 guys on your roster, it goes a little deeper, and one guy might be your best pitcher, but when you pitch him, you might not set yourself up in the best defensive position. You might take key guys and have to move them to certain positions that might be their number 2 or number 3 positions. They might play them well, but they might not play them the best that they can play at their top position. So, it's nice having I think we threw 13 or 14 guys this year at the varsity level, and they all threw well. And I analyze everything. And we have guys that, go out there and pitch for us and still give us the best defense. And that's going to be what's huge at the state tournament. Every team has a good number 1, has a good number 2. Once at the Class C level, once you start getting into that 3, 4, 5, it's a noticeable either velocity-wise, control-wise, whatever aspect of pitching you want to put your finger on. It's noticeable. But, with our staff, these 1 through 5 guys that we've used in the starting pitching role this year, it's like 1A, 1B, 1C, 1D, 1E. I mean, these guys, they answer the call. They know that their defense is going to work for them behind them, and I think that helps them to the success that they've had this year. So, I mean, I don't know how we're going to approach it yet. I don't like to throw the same guys at the same teams in the same season if we can avoid that. If you have coaches like me, like St. Paul, for instance, when we played them on Thursday, I had every single pitch that they had thrown to us tallied in what certain counts, just so we could take advantage of base running. So if I know they're going to throw a breaking ball 75% on a 2-1 count, we're going. We're stealing. And I know that other coaches do scouting. I don't know if it's as in-depth as we do, but we like to throw things at them that they haven't seen. I'll tell you that. So, and I know that we've had a couple of our starters have really been big for us here down the stretch. And but the relievers have been just as big, and everybody's conditioned the same way. I mean, I've had every single one of these guys, maybe besides 4 or 5 of them, have been on the same bullpen routine since we started throwing bullpens in whatever month that was. I can't even remember. January, February.
Coach, the pitching, is that where Adams Central is going to have the advantage here in the state tournament? There's not a lot of Class C teams that stack up with the amount of pitchers that the Patriots are going to throw out there here in the next week or so. Is that where we have the big advantage in this state tournament?
I think that's what people see because, it's flashy. They see good pitching. They see complete games. They see high strikeout rates. They see a lot of that in statistic publications. But, I think our team, yes, they are good pitchers, and we have a lot of them. But, I mean, you look at our offensive numbers, and then you look at our defensive numbers. I mean, our defense has a .960 fielding percentage. And our offense has, I think, a .340 batting average. So, yeah, the pitching is what I think people kind of classify as our strength. But I don't know how you can put that ahead of a .960 fielding percentage and a .340 on base percentage because, you got to score runs and make plays to win baseball games too. So, I give all the credit to all aspects of these guys' work ethic. They've not only, I would say, mastered their craft, but they've gotten very good at pitching. But they're just as good on the offensive side and defensive side. So it's nice when all 3 of those things kind of align together.
All right, Tim Stroman again joining us for a couple of more minutes here on Huddle Up with Mike and Tyson here this morning. We talked about your Adams Central baseball team, Coach. I know you also are involved with the little guys, the 9 and unders. You took it on the chin over the weekend, a big defeat over the weekend. You care to talk about your little league or your little guys?
Well, I'm glad you say that because the state of youth baseball just baffles me. Baffles me. I mean, these guys, they're 9 years old. It's not just the 9-year-olds. It's the 8, the 10, the 11. They put so much emphasis into winning. And, I mean, at the 9U, and I'm not just saying it was that River Dogs program and GI, but across the board, you see these 9, 10, 11U teams, you know, and it's funny me saying this, a guy that loves to steal bases at the high school level. But, I mean, this should be, up until you reach high school, they should be learning how to play the game correctly. Whether it's on the mental side, fundamental side. But you see these guys just do these like we're running on every single pitch, we're running on every single pass ball. We're telling kids to take so you can get these walks because a pitcher can't throw strikes. You see teams get up on these guys 15, 20-0, and it does nothing for the game. And it drives me absolutely nuts. And I'm glad I've never really spoken about youth baseball on the radio, and I'm not going to get too much in depth with it. But the one thing I wish that I could see more of at the youth level is more focused on development, enjoyment, and just being around baseball in the correct way. Because, you know, we see it at the high school level, and it really, really affects us negatively. These kids come in, and they don't understand exactly, like I shouldn't even say basic fundamentals of the game at some points.
Right.
And this isn't a knock on any coaches or anything like that. It's just the state that the game is in at that level. I mean, they coach just the way every other team coaches. But at some point, it burns the kids out. It makes the game unenjoyable. And when we have a freshman class the size of 3 at a high school in the size of the city and the size of Hastings, something is going wrong. And you may have opened up a can of words there, Mike, but I'm very, very passionate about the way I feel at that, and I don't like to verbalize it because a lot of people disagree with it. But, you know, those people don't have to coach high school baseball players. Those people don't have to prepare high school baseball players to compete in the correct manner, the respectful manner. I'm a big supporter of respecting the game the way it should be played and the way it should be taught. And it's tough, but these kids, these little guys are awesome. They come to all of our high school games, man, and these high school kids are their heroes, and I love it. And that's the way it should be. You should be able to have local teams, local youth teams come and watch these kids. And that's what I tell these guys all the time. You know, there's eyes on you constantly. And people ask, you know, why am I so hard on the kids with umpires? And, you know, they see these pro guys going out and getting ejected and these college guys arguing balls and strikes all the time. It's just a bad habit for these kids to learn early. So, like, the fact that these our players, especially Cal and, you know, some of these other kids on that youth team that we coach, I always tell them to come to our games. Like, come watch these kids. And, man, it's so fun to hear them talk about the high school kids and how they're heroes. And, I mean, they're blowing in their hands when they're on the mound, and they're holding their glove up to their face, and they're, you know, wearing those stupid sliding mitts that everybody feels are necessary. And, you know, it's fun because I know where they get it. And, you know, when we played, I think I wore a batting glove once. Now you got a full set of body armor. And so, but you see these kids, and you can tell that they're watching. And that's they're supposed to be doing. And it's fun to see youth teams do it the right way, but there's also some things that I think can really help the high school level if it were adjusted at the youth level.
Yeah, you need to take a shopping cart there at the third base coaching box to get all that gear that comes off when the base runners are swinging over.
That's funny you say that because I helped coach a JV. We had a Legion banquet, and there was a JV game that we had, and I coached first base for 1 inning. And I had my hands full. I left somebody's batting gloves and sliding mitt over by the dugout. Like, I don't know how Overmiller does it over there. I'd tell him, hold on to it yourself. You got pockets. Where was it before? Put it back on.
All right.
Good stuff, man.
Not to shift gears or anything, but how'd your fantasy NASCAR team do this weekend?
Oh, man, I'm surprised you. Oh, well, first of all, I'm glad that you guys survived the week down there. We'll just say that. I think you had an effect on one of my drivers. I think that Truex guy may have been up at your tailgate too late. Because I set my lineup on Monday. That I told one of my buddies, Dennis, I told him, hey, I'm proud of myself. I got a new lineup in there. I've been using the same one for 4 weeks now. I got a new one up there. The second I do it, the driver doesn't even run the race. I think I got the lowest score I've gotten all year, and 2 of my dudes got dead last, and 1 didn't even race. So that's how my weekend went on NASCAR. It's about a good enough weekend that I feel like I need to go to the ponies now.
Tim, appreciate you filling in for us here today. You kind of took the entire half hour, but that's all right.
I appreciate it, guys. It was nice chatting with you.
Always great catching up with you, bud.
Yeah, and I'll see you guys at the state tournament.
We'll be there. We'll be there, my man. We'll see you Saturday.
All righty.
See you later. Tim Stroman, the head coach for the Adams Central baseball team. Wow.
So
yeah, we dove into some issues we probably weren't planning on diving into. I didn't know we were going to dive into youth
State
sports.
Of youth baseball, that was good. Oh man, everything he said is like everything that I've constantly been telling parents and coaches, and I get stink eye for it, man. I mean, like when he said, not everybody thinks the same way. They don't. And like I said, I coached youth baseball for 2 years on an 8U and 10U team. My philosophy, I found out, was vastly different from some of the parents that signed their kids up to play travel ball on my teams. And then it just it was one of those things where we had to talk about the development because they're 8 years old and not Derek Jeter and not the starting shortstop for the Yankees. And so we're not going to get that preferential superstar treatment. And that comes as a shock to some parents. And so, everything he said there was freaking golden. And I love it when we can just talk shop and talk baseball for half an hour on the show. That was so good.
All right, let's get a quick news update, shall we? 7:57 on Extreme Sports.
It's time for a morning news update on Extreme Sports.
Nebraska State Patrol continues with their investigation into a murder-suicide in rural Dawson County. This weekend, the Dawson County Sheriff's Office was dispatched to a residence at Johnson Lake, where upon arrival, deputies found 4 deceased individuals inside the residence, all 4 residents of the home. The deceased individuals have been identified as Jeremy Bailey Hudson and Asher Cook. Following a preliminary investigation, it is believed that 42-year-old Jeremy Cook succumbed to a long battle with mental illness and took his 2 sons and his wife's life along with his. Meanwhile, the weather front, dry and windy conditions, the expectations for the week, significantly increasing wildfire risk across the state. That has prompted an extended fire safety measure as meteorologists warn that much of the state, especially in the west, has vegetation primed to ignite. In response, Governor Jim Pillen has extended a burn ban in central and western Nebraska until the 20th of May. Originally enacted in April after a controlled burn turned into a wildfire, the ban restricts outdoor burning with limited exceptions for irrigation districts under fire chief supervision. National Weather Service office warning that elevated to near critical fire conditions are expected through the Mother's Day weekend until Thursday. due to the low humidity and strong winds. And Nebraska officials clashing over how to regulate the state's newly legalized medical marijuana industry. Senator Ben Hansen pushing for his bill to establish a comprehensive regulatory framework, warning that without it, medical marijuana access could be stalled or effectively blocked by political appointees who are opposed to the legalization. Attorney General Hilgers opposing the bill, calling it a gateway to recreational use and arguing that regulation should remain in the hands of the newly formed Medical Cannabis Commission. However, that commission, not shockingly enough, has a heavy presence of anti-marijuana Governor Jim Pillen appointees that critics fear could restrict implementation despite voter approval. Continue to follow the bouncing ball over at the state capitol. 1 minute until 8 o'clock. We'll go over to Mike Will for your check on sports.
Well, the Nebraska baseball team dropped a 3-1 decision to Michigan yesterday. However, the Huskers won the series by taking games on Friday and Saturday. Nebraska 26-26 on the season, 13-14 in the conference. They'll close out the season with a 3-game series at Purdue starting on Thursday. The 19th ranked Nebraska softball team will head to Baton Rouge, Louisiana for the Baton Rouge NCAA Regional. They'll play the Yukon Huskies on Friday at 2. LSU, the tournament's number 10 overall seed, will play Southeastern Louisiana. Friday will be the third meeting all time between Nebraska and Yukon. The Huskies received an automatic bid after defeating Creighton to win the Big East tournament. Nebraska traveled to the Baton Rouge Regional in 2015 and went 1-2. Sunday's selection marks Nebraska's 27th NCAA tournament appearance in program's history and the 23rd in the last 30 years. Hastings College will add men's volleyball to its list of competing sports for the 2025-2026 season. The team will begin competing during the spring semester of 2026. Morningside and Dordt also offer men's volleyball. The teams compete in the Great Plains Athletic Conference along with Jamestown, Kansas Wesleyan, Ottawa, and Central Christian. That's a check on your sports headlines here this morning. It is now 8:01 on Extreme Sports.
It's time for a morning weather update on Extreme Sports with Chief Meteorologist Tim Jones.
We're back to work and school on this Monday, and warm weather continues to start off the week. Hey everybody, Tim Jones, Nebraska Weather TV. 85 and sunny today on this Monday and breezy. The winds will continue over the next couple days. Southerly winds 10 to 15, gusting into the 30s. Overnight tonight, mostly clear skies, a low of 54. 88's the high on Tuesday, 90 on Wednesday. Then on Wednesday night, we bring in a chance for showers and thunderstorms with 70s to finish off the week.
Right now in Hastings, we've got sunny skies. It is 53 at Extreme Sports.
Cam Raceway brings the action every Friday night with high-speed thrills and dirt-flying excitement for the whole family. From A-class and non-wing warriors to junior sprints, junior cage karts, and flat karts, there's something for every race fan to cheer for. Grandstands open at 7. Ages 13 and up are just $10, and kids 12 and under get in free. Want to be part of the action? Pit passes are just $20, with gates opening at 5:30. And mark your calendars. Saturday, May 24th is the Deb Bruntz Memorial Show, featuring $20,000 in total purse and some of the best racing you'll see all season. Cam Raceway, where the dirt flies and legends are made.
Accessible and affordable holistic care is just around the corner at Bamboo Spa and Wellness Center. Located at 208 South Burlington Avenue, Suite 101 in Hastings. At Bamboo Spa, we offer a range of therapies to help you unwind and recharge. Experience soothing massages, rejuvenating head spa scalp treatments, and our Advanced Glow 2 facials. Discover the healing power of ozone therapy and frequency healing. Become a member for exclusive 24-hour access to our therapeutic amenities, including the infrared sauna, hydro massage, and cryo lounge. Members enjoy 20% off all services and 10% off products in our non-toxic retail shop. Visit our Facebook page to learn more and book your appointment today. Bamboo Spa and Wellness Center, truly holistic care, designed for you.
Connet Auto Care is the trusted name in automotive repair and maintenance services in Hastings. We're a gold-certified Napa Auto Care Center. Our ASE-certified technicians have the Blue Seal of Excellence, receive continuous training, and are committed to providing the best service your vehicle can get. Whether it's preventative maintenance, major repairs, or just an oil change, Connet Auto Care is here for you.
All right, Mike Welch, Center of Bronick, a Monday morning edition of Huddle Up here on Extreme Sports. And thanks for Tim Stroman, the Adams Central head baseball coach, for joining us on the show today. We're trying to catch up with Blake Marquardt, the head man for Hastings High. Both the Tigers and the Patriots will be playing in the state tournament for baseball beginning on Saturday. 10 o'clock start for the Tigers and a 7 o'clock start for the Patriots. You can enjoy some baseball action in Omaha this Saturday. Soccer for Hastings High will be playing in the state tournament on Thursday. So congratulations to the both baseball teams and the soccer team for the Hastings High boys to make it to the state tournament here for the 2024-2025.
Yeah. The spring of 25 has been a good one for the Hastings High boys teams. So soccer and baseball heading to the state tournament to represent H-Town with pride, and a tough draw. I mean, really, when you take a look at the baseball tournament, Mike, it's a tough draw for both teams. It'll be a fascinating competition. Hastings High going up against a really, really good, well-oiled Scott team. And, anytime you throw AC and Wayne into the mix, that'll be a fun rivalry for the nightcap for sure. So we'll put plans together, and we will keep you abreast of our broadcast plans as we move on into state baseball mode. But I think it's time to pack up the motorhome and head back to the Eastern Studios, the friendly confines, where you'll be tomorrow. But hope you had an enjoyable weekend, and it looks like from all the photos that I've seen on social media that you and the gang were having a great time up there. So glad you could sneak away and enjoy some NASCAR on the weekend, but we certainly look forward to seeing you back in the Eastern Studios tomorrow, my man. Safe travels.
We'll do it at 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. If you'd like to listen to the show again, especially with our interview with Tim Stroman, just download the podcast on any one of our social media sites, and you'll be able to listen to us again. Again, thanks for joining us. We'll do it again tomorrow morning at 7 here on Extreme Sports. Have yourself a great day.
You've been listening to Huddle Up on Extreme Sports, Central Nebraska's new